Welcome back to the Frame Rate Podcast. I don't actually know who's on set with me today.
I'm a stand-in. Trevor couldn't make it.
This isn't Trevor. This is some guy who looks awfully like Trevor, but with glasses and regular clothes.
Regular clothes?
It's not Trevor.
Trevor would never wear a flannel in July.
That was a Clark Kent.
Take a guess at what we're talking about
spoof,
today.
Not spoof.
Bit?
Yeah, thank you. I'm an idiot. Yeah, we went and saw the new Superman so that you don't have to. Just kidding. You totally should go.
We titled the episode that. We saw Superman so you don't have to.
Clickbait.
That's like the stuff what you title it for things that people normally don't. Like they're really apprehensive. Most people probably want to see this movie. And we're going to talk about whether you should want to see it or not. Spoilers ahead for the movie and spoilers for this episode. We are going to tell you should go see it. But just hop right in.
Yes.
I don't know why I did that. Let's start the episode.
So
From the ropes.
I'm going to go ahead and preface this by saying that I am not the biggest DC knowledge bank.
Oh, that makes sense.
I don't know much about DC. My stuff growing up, my dad was a big Marvel fan. Brother's a big Marvel fan. So I don't know. I know very little. Other than like the most recent films, and I've tried to watch some of the animated series and stuff, but
I'm like in a similar vein, but I think I know more than I give myself credit.
yeah.
Because growing up, the Marvel stuff was what was good, and people were watching that.
It was also kind of what we grew up with.
Yeah.
So,
but I grew up liking the CW Flash, and I watched Young Justice.
mm-hmm. I mean, I've watched every iteration of Teen Titans.
I've not. I don't know what's going on with my chair. I'm just gonna have to.
One more time. Go ahead.
Locked? I think we're good. Yeah, tell me how.
Slowly.
Yeah, I don't have like the greatest, I guess, like relationship to Superman as probably a bunch of other people do. But the more I learned about him, the more I liked Marvel, the more I tried to get to know DC better.
I mean, I kind of tried to when like the Justice League and everything came out, because I remember my dad got that for my brother for his birthday, and we all gave it a chance because Aiden got it for his birthday and we didn't want my dad to feel bad. But then I remember coming home and my dad was like, "That movie sucked," and I was like, "Oh." So I tried to, but
just the prevailing opinion about the movies turned you away. I'm a bit the same.
They came out during arguably Marvel's golden era. So it kind of was like the redheaded stepchild where you're like, ugh. Yeah, no.
Sure.
But
sorry for all of you redheaded stepchildren out there. I'm sure you have a very loving family, but maybe dig deeper. Tristan knows something.
Anyways, so I don't really have the biggest background other than the fact that, I mean, I like superheroes. I am a guy and I am a kid at heart. So this whole superhero genre always, catches my eye, and it's cool. Who doesn't want to fly or have super strength, right? That's the great things that I like about all of this stuff, is it kind of sets up a world for you where you're like, wow, I wish this was kind of real. I don't, but I do. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh. Yeah. But, to talk about the movie, Superman 2025, previously titled Superman Legacy before James Gunn dropped the legacy part, which I'm glad he did. Legacy wouldn't have really fit the movie as well, especially considering that he's like only been Superman for like 3 years at this point in
Yeah.
timeline. So, but it's again the 9th time a new actor has been cast as Superman. Do you think that it was necessary that we had another reboot?
Yeah, I mean, part of me says yes. Sorry, I gotta fix this hat.
You're good.
Part of me says yes. Another part of me goes, I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of when, I've never. I don't think really anyone is when you get like 18 million iterations of something. Because, I mean, you've heard it a ton over the years of, well, at least there's one Iron Man. It could be worse. There could be 15 Batmans or 4 Hulks, right? That was always something that I heard from all of my friends, and I think more specifically my parents and their generation who had to kind of grow up. Because we haven't grown up with a lot. I mean, we've gone through 3 Supermen in our life, movie-wise.
Well, yeah, film-wise, Brandon Routh played Christopher Reeve. He was that Superman. It's just Christopher Reeve was unable to play him again. So I barely even count that because it's literally supposed to be the Christopher Reeve Superman, but just, more modern.
Mm-hmm.
And then
then you got the CW Superman.
Tyler. I've always botched the last name. Is it like Coughlin? I think.
Sure.
I think that's what it is.
So other than that,
we've 3 Spider-Man.
Yeah, we've had 3 Batman.
Yeah.
Batman
actors.
Yeah.
We're not stranger to reboots.
No.
But we're also so much more empathetic towards actors who didn't want to give up that role,
Yeah. Yeah, well, and that's kind of where I wanted to go with this is part of me thinks it was because the original DC cinematic universe, the DCEU
extended universe.
Yeah. It was good. It was like Tim Burton was making not Marvel movies, like superhero movies. It was really dark. Really dark. It had really dark tones to it. It was like an adult film.
Yeah, Zack Snyder's influence from Man of Steel just kind of
went
over to everything. His darker tone, darker colors, and nonstop slow-mo shots just really
and serious
made its
tones
way
to it. Yeah.
Made its way into everything.
But
it's not always a bad thing. But I will say that I don't think it's something that should be in a lot of superhero movies because those are meant to be inspiring and uplifting. Yeah. I appreciate a darker tone.
I mean, it works in the sense of the Batman with Robert Pattinson. Yeah, it worked perfectly.
Yeah.
Because that's his whole story. But for Man of Steel, it wasn't great. But I really liked Henry Cavill.
Yeah. I think he had the looks down. He had the Henry Cavill had the Hayden Christensen problem where he did a great job for what he was given.
Mm-hmm.
And so the reason that it wasn't very great was because the script was kind of bad and the way that he portrayed the Superman he was written to be just seemed kind of like a brick wall.
Which
sometimes.
Is really unfortunate because you've seen him in a lot of his more recent work, and he definitely does a really good job at giving playful, having fun.
Yeah.
But I'm getting off track. I liked this one. I thought it was great. I enjoyed thoroughly that it was a fun take. I don't know. I've said a lot in the last couple of days that it was refreshing.
I'll drink to that. That's what the movie felt like.
Yeah. No.
For our audio listeners, I hope you enjoy that one.
Wait.
That was less refreshing. Anyway, I mean, I've been wanting to talk to you about this one just because I know it's something that you pay attention to more than I do, but like the pacing of the film. How did it flow?
I'm caught between a rock and a hard place on this one because I really enjoyed the film for what it was trying to do, right? Like, I agree with James Gunn when he was like, I don't want to do any more origin stories. We all have seen that. We know we know everything. So there's no point. So like, for example, at the beginning of the movie, I like that instead of taking you through like a quick rundown of everything that's gone on.
Flashbacks or something.
Yeah. Like it's like what, the first probably 5 minutes of the movie, 3 minutes of the movie.
What, you're reading?
When you're reading, it just tells you it's like
probably like the first minute.
30 years ago.
Yeah, like 3 centuries ago, metahumans arrived. Like 30 years ago, a baby from Krypton landed. 3 years ago,
he announced that he was Superman
3 weeks ago or something.
And it was like 3 minutes ago.
Like 3 days ago, he went to Baravia and stopped a war. And then 3 minutes ago,
he got his first loss.
In 3 years.
Yeah. Yeah. So like
that will be relevant in a little bit.
That I thought was really good. I liked that. So kind of like going from that direction, I think that the movie did really well. I think when it comes to like the flowing of the story, there was a lot in there that left me wanting more, because mainly just because, like, as someone who doesn't know a lot about DC, there was a lot of things introduced that like I didn't know, right? Like, so there was a lot of just elements in there that like it kind of relied on you to know what kind of goes on in the,
yeah.
And they didn't really walk you through things.
Yeah. I mean, at the same time, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Because like, yeah, maybe we don't know who Guy Gardner is, and we've never seen Hot Girl in anything, and we've never seen Mr. Terrific in anything, but like it's pretty obvious pretty quickly.
Did we see him in the CW verse?
What?
Mr. Terrific?
No idea. I stopped watching anything from the CW
I
8
think
years
so,
ago.
because he was the only one that I kind of knew, because he's obviously way cooler in this one than in the CW. In the CW, he's kind of like, like he's smart, but he's kind of like an idiot. He's like idiot smart,
Cocky smart.
No, like
he's too smart for his own good.
Like he's really smart, but he doesn't know how to interact with humans. Like he always is like, oh,
can't read emotions.
Did I say that right? Like that kind of stuff. Like second get. Anyways, I thought it flowed really well for what it was doing. I do think that it jumped through a lot of stuff really quick.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like there were some parts that felt like it was going kind of fast, but like it wasn't a bad thing.
No, and I can appreciate what story they were trying to tell, but the problem with not starting off in an origin story and not setting up, because at this point the only thing that we've had that set up anything is Peacemaker, right?
Well, because it's been around the longest.
Well, but that's the thing that James Gunn is like, this is canon to my stuff. Peacemaker stuff is canon, right?
Yeah.
So the problem with not doing the origin story and not having things that have kind of set up this is that you have a lot of things in there where people are like, who's this? Why is this way? Why does Lex hate Superman? Who's Ultraman?
Yeah.
Who's the engineer? Why does this guy make a son? Right? Like what is the, I want to say the world between worlds. What is it? Pocket dimension? Is that what they call it?
Yeah. The pocket universe.
That's right. It's pocket universe.
I mean, to that point, I'd say like yeah, I don't know much about Metamorpho or the Engineer or Ultraman, but like they did give a little exposition as to what
Ultraman was.
most like Ultraman and the Engineer.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, like, do I really need to know that? Once I
No.
understand like their power sets and their morality, like then I'm pretty much
Yeah.
there.
But I'm just saying, like, coming from, because I just talked with Grace's sister, and she was like, I don't know. I thought that they did Nathan Fillion really bad because why did they give him that haircut? That's not what Green Lantern looks like. And then me and Heber had to be like, oh, well, actually, that's because it's a different Green Lantern than the Green Lantern
Ryan
we
Reynolds
know.
played.
Well, and like, it's just different than Hal Jordan, right?
Yeah.
So,
Guy Gardner has a bowl cut.
yeah. So
And he is a jerk.
I would have appreciated maybe a little bit. Like, I could have used with like a montage, like one of those quick montages where it shows like a slow motion scene of each of them fighting or something, and it's like, this is who this is. Cut. This is, just for people who aren't like us, who care to actually get into this nitty gritty like knowledge.
Yeah.
I think that it would have been good. And I mean, heaven forbid, they for sure could have given us more of that movie. I would have not been mad at all.
Yeah. I'm actually pretty okay with the runtime.
Yeah. I wish it was a little longer.
Because, yeah, I would say the same. Like, you're left wanting more, and that's the point. Like, you're satisfied with what you got, but, like, if you had more of the movie, then you would have been okay with that. But, let's talk about the...
Well, first off, is there anything that you wish would have been done differently? I don't know if that's what you're going into. That's something I want.
I mean, having only seen the movie once, it's, one, hard to recall everything that maybe you would have wanted to change when you were watching it. But like, I think maybe it would have been nice to maybe have seen Clark Kent a little more. I guess like just in the Daily Planet specifically. Not because like what we got with him in Kansas, I think was perfect. I could not have asked for better Clark Kent with his parents in Kansas at all. But like just him, day to day working what his like we hardly see him interact with Jimmy Olsen, even though from my understanding, comics wise, Jimmy Olsen is his best friend.
Yeah.
And like it didn't feel that way as much in the movie.
I wish there would have been a little more romantic tension between him and Lois too, because it felt like it was there. Like, it was trying to pull on my heartstrings, but there wasn't enough to like tip my heart over.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I was gonna probably bring this up a little later about their relationship specifically because I wanted to bring up like the chemistry between characters. But it's mentioned that they've only been dating for 3 months at that point, and they have like a real fight, an argument with each other, and there's not as much like romance between them because they're figuring things out. They're not really sure how romantic they really want to feel. They both like each other a lot, but it's hard to know if like they can both handle being coworkers, him being an alien and a superhero, and him now being under a lot of fire for a lot of other things.
Yeah. I think the only other thing that I would have changed, I think that this might come a little not agreed with by a lot of people. I actually didn't enjoy the depiction of his mom and dad. Like
The Kryptonian parents?
No, the Earth parents.
Oh.
I didn't
Really?
I thought that was a little, I don't know, that one was a little off to me.
How so?
I don't know. I just felt, I don't know. I guess it just didn't feel like from small and simple beginnings. It kind of just felt like he came from, I don't know. I spent a lot of my time in the Midwest, and I feel like oftentimes people in the Midwest are misrepresented as like idiots, like farm idiots. So I just didn't enjoy the depiction of them because it kind of felt like they were doing the same thing. Like they're people from the sticks who aren't the sharpest in the toolbox.
I mean,
so that was just something that like, not that I wanted something as heroic as Kevin Costner, right? But like in that cool the moment where he's like,
I know you can save me, but I'd rather die than people see you for who you are.
right. Like I'm not saying like go that far and make them like noble, but I just felt like they were represented as like the dumb like hick.
I mean, I didn't get that, but I haven't, I haven't interacted with as many people from, those kinds of parts before.
Yeah.
But I did get a lot of wisdom out of it.
Yeah.
I did feel I got the sense that James Gunn wanted them to appear loving more than anything.
Yeah. I just kind of wish I would. It's hard for me to like fully describe because I don't want to say that James Gunn did a really bad job with them, but I don't know. I just felt like they were very stereotypical of what people expect Midwesterners. This is getting a little way too deep for people who have a total of like 5 minutes.
There could be people hearing us in Kansas who are like, no, that was pretty good. That was right on.
I just feel like
that's my neighbors.
It was a stereotype that I was like, I just would have wished that there would have been a little more to it, right?
Yeah, I mean, seeing them more would maybe be nice, but I know that we probably will.
Yeah.
Because, again, I think James Gunn had a point he needed to make, and, like, showing the importance of them to Superman more than anything.
Yeah.
Like I think I'm picking up on what you're saying. Obviously, it's not how I interpreted it, but we have different perspectives.
Right.
And that's what makes this fun.
But other than that, I really enjoyed it, and they had a really
Did
I?
Wait, no, I did.
Oh.
Sailed over your desk.
I other than that, like I really enjoyed like the interactions and stuff. I wish also that there would have been a little more heroism from Superman. Just there's a couple things.
Yeah, go for it.
Really just I guess I'll just for the sake of time, I'll just cue into one. So the only thing that that didn't irk me, but it just kind of felt a little off-putting.
You should be off-putting.
Was I didn't enjoy much. I guess there's two things, but they really go in one. I didn't enjoy how predictable Superman was to Lex. That one I thought was a little. I understand he's been studying Superman and all of that stuff and blah blah blah, but like it felt like every single time Superman was in a fight, there like from the beginning I was like, well, he's gonna lose. He's not gonna win. He's gonna lose. There's nothing there that made me go, yeah, Superman has a chance. Oh, he's just gonna lose. So I didn't enjoy that. And going on top of that, I didn't really, because they show him the entire movie like trying to save the little guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, to the point where they show him blow a dog out of the way,
pick a squirrel up from getting crushed,
save a squirrel.
Yeah.
So they have this really cool moment. It's probably the best moment in the film where Baravia and
Jorhanpur.
Yeah. Jorhanpur. They're about to go to war because Superman's legacy has kind of been tarnished at this point. So they're about to go to war, and it's like a third world country versus
a very well-established military
force. They've got like tactical gear and tanks and stuff. And these kids make a banner that they raise that's got Superman's thing.
It's like two or three, like two shovels.
Yeah.
Tie together.
Yeah. And then they make this banner, they raise it, and everybody starts cheering for Superman. And right before that, Lex is like, we have to make a place where Superman will go. I know he'll come. Right. And they opens up
It's when he
The world
forces the
opens up.
rift to open, splitting.
Right.
My little brother pointed this out to me that like that part, like that, like the climactic, like the supernatural force that is like the high stakes. It's essentially the plot of Lego Batman.
I was literally going to say
Yeah,
the
it
Lego
just
Batman movie.
splits Metropolis in half.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they're not going to all use their abs to bring Metropolis back together. But I'm sure that there's a multitude of characters in that film that could do that.
Yeah. But like that was something and so you have these two situations. You have Superman who's going to go and fight the big bad, or you're going to have Superman look out for the little guy, right? I would have loved Superman to go to Jorhanpur. Like, I understand why he went. Actually, I don't, because Mr. Terrific's like, I need you here to help me close it. But then Superman doesn't really do anything to close it.
Well, what it was that if he didn't go to Metropolis, then there would be no Jorhanpur to save.
Yeah. But that was...
Because Mr. Terrific couldn't close it.
Yeah.
And so he needed to get to Lex, but the only way to get to Lex was by taking down his, Ultraman and the engineer and stuff to get to him. And
But that was
couldn't
just
be done
one
by Mr.
thing
Terrific alone.
that, like, I don't know. I wished that moment would have come at a different part in the film. That's all. Because there was this really cool, heroic moment, and then the music starts playing. We all start tearing up. But then Superman's like, I'm going to go save those kids. And then all of a sudden, they're like, no, actually, you're not going to. That cool, heroic moment, it was kind of for nothing, because you're not going to go there. We're going to send Guy Gardner there, and he's going to
He's got an upgrade.
He's going to flip off.
You know what? I was
all
okay
the
with
thing.
that. That was hilarious. Very Guy Gardner of him to do.
Yes, but I don't know. That just like it felt odd to me.
I can get that. But like knowing the stakes, I understood.
Yeah, like it worked, and I really liked it in the end. But it was just like that little thing, or that little moment where I'm like,
Lex was.
yeah, it just was like, again, it just felt like it was hard for me to root for Superman when he decided to go to Metropolis, because I was like, he's gonna lose.
To counter your point there, because, like, I also was thinking about that because he did lose a lot. One, like it said at the beginning, he had been Superman for 3 years and had never lost a match until his clone came along, kicking the crap out of him. And then he was, busted up and needed to heal, but he left his healing early so he could go save people. So from the beginning of the movie, he was never at 100% at all. And then when he like turns himself in and like he gets kryptonite poisoning.
Well, that one,
And then
that
he
stuff
doesn't-
That scene I didn't have a problem with.
Yeah.
It was
And then
just like the fight scenes.
well, yeah, it's just like from that point forward, like he still did not, fully heal again.
Yeah.
He still had kryptonite poisoning and he still escaped from a black hole
yeah.
using his super breath.
Dog.
So props to him. And then like, yeah, he was still like losing,
Yeah.
but at the same time, he was still like,
Yeah.
like, yeah, he could be outsmarted, but like in the end, he could not be outstrengthed.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know. That was just like,
Even
'Cause I
when
don't
he
wanna-
wasn't at 100.
I don't want to sound like I'm hating on the film, because I really enjoyed
We're
it.
getting to the good stuff.
It just like it just was one of those things where I was like, it felt a little predictable, and for not having like any background and stuff or showing like any kind of load up. These are just things that I noticed because you're expecting people to know things, right? And
Got to study before the test.
right, and people won't do that, especially when it comes to Superman, like superhero films, because the amount of stuff that you've got to know to go into superhero films will always outweigh what the film actually talks about. because there's so much behind the scenes and like the comics and the stories. So people just won't do that. So like me turning off that lens, there was just a couple stuff where I was like, if I came into this film and I knew nothing, these would be genuine questions that I would have. And I don't feel like we're fully answered by the end of the film.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that, like, you know, you have those questions afterward. You kind of learn the answers after you see the movie. Then you go see it again, and once things make a little bit more sense to you, you're like,
yeah,
wow,
yeah,
what a good detail.
yeah.
So
like, I'm just kind of trying to play that like devil's advocate, where it's like, had I not known what I known, it would have been a little bit of a confusing movie.
But like Superman,
you're
has
always
been
going to get that
in popular media for so long that I don't blame James Gunn
no,
for being
not
like,
at all.
I don't think
And
people
I was
need
just
to
saying,
know.
like, taking the lens back off, I thought it was a great movie,
Yeah.
and I thought it was a really good decision.
I actually know more than I'm letting on. I want to talk about the visuals because, like, not just visual effects, but just how it was shot and how it was color graded. Because a lot of people that prefer Man of Steel and will defend it till the day they die thought it was too bright or too colorful. I do not agree.
No, see, and I don't either. And that's where I think that's what I mean really when I say that the movie was refreshing.
Yeah.
Because even Marvel's that same color scale. You don't really get out of that color scale
Unless
until you
it's
get
a
to,
James Gunn movie.
the Guardians of the Galaxy, and I would say like Thor Ragnarok and like the first Spider-Man Homecoming. Like you get out of those color tones.
Yeah, it's the like, at least for Superman, while we're on the topic.
Yeah, sorry.
Like, the overarching message for me, at least, was just in the line when Superman and Lois are met up at what I'm assuming is Superman's apartment, when they're talking about punk rock, and I don't remember exactly the line, but like pretty much it's like human kindness is the new punk rock.
Yeah.
That was pretty much like
she was like, you trust everyone.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, maybe that's punk rock.
Yeah. Like, being a good person is the punk rock. Like, that was what I felt the most out of this movie message wise.
Mm-hmm.
And so like the colors reflected that. Like,
Yeah,
like it was about being good
And being happy and
like
hopeful.
looking out for the little guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, no matter what comes on your shoulders.
You didn't get that from the Man of Steel.
No.
It felt like that. I mean, I'm not a religious person about the Henry Cavill Man of Steel movie and Zack Snyder and blah blah blah.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? Like, I understand where they were going for, because it was a take on like, this is a god amongst men. So
Yeah.
he obviously isn't going to have time for everything. But after watching this movie, that's one thing that I enjoyed more, is that I was like, why wouldn't he want to help everyone? You mean to tell me that Superman couldn't save a single person in the Capitol building when it exploded? When this Superman could save a
Yeah,
squirrel?
sure, the suitcase was lead, but if that's the one suitcase you can't look into, you think that's a little suspicious?
Like,
You can't hear it going off.
I was gonna say, you can't hear, like, not to mention you have super speed,
You don't see it start to blow up.
and
Anyway, I don't. This is not
movie.
It's not a Batman v Superman hateful stuff.
But there wasn't any.
It, like we've talked about before, this felt like I was watching a comic book for real.
Like, you could see where the pages would flip, and you'd see
like
the cool little frames.
Like
and-
the shot when he punches a guy's teeth out and the teeth actually hit the camera. That, like, right there felt the most like a comic book panel out of any of them. Like, I could imagine, I could see it. Superman punching a guy in the teeth being in front of the frame. And like the very like one of the last scenes when Superman and Lois are flying in the air while making out. Like, that also is like, that's a back cover
Yeah.
of a Superman
Yeah.
issue.
Yeah.
Like, James Gunn did a really good job of like translating comic book Superman to the screen.
Mm-hmm.
So like Henry Cavill did a really good job with what he was given, but David Corenswet did a really good job of elevating Superman to that like human kindness is the new punk rock.
Yeah. The only visual that I wasn't a fan of, well, not that I wasn't a fan of, but was just felt goofy every time I saw it, was Crypto. Just because it's hard to make a fully CGI dog.
While also giving him superpowers.
Yeah.
There were some parts like I've seen too many like VFX breakdowns and people talking about visual effects in film to not notice things now. And that's like a curse at this point because like truthfully, he looked really good. He looked like a legit dog.
Yeah.
It's just like having a dog be a dog while flying around and wearing a cape is hard to contrast against real set pieces.
Yeah.
But like I get that. There were lots of times I was seeing, I was like, that's not a real dog. I don't think there was a single real dog.
I've seen a little bit of like online of people like not enjoying Crypto screen time. That they were like, it just was too weird. I didn't enjoy, like, it was funny the first time, but after like the 15th time of him doing dog things, didn't enjoy it. And my only rebuttal to that for me personally is I remember turning to Grace, and every time Crypto was on screen and doing anything, I was like, that's Murphy.
Murphy is his dog.
That's my dog. Every time he would do anything where he's like, Crypto, take me home, and he just like jumps around, that's my dog. Yeah. Murphy, go get that. Eats all of the robots.
Yeah.
That's my dog.
Yeah. Like having, knowing your dog, like it felt a lot more real that way.
Yeah.
And like knowing that it's based completely on James Gunn's actual dog, that makes it so much better, in my opinion, honestly.
Yeah. Well, and I appreciated the actual like representation of a dog because they do that. They're dumb.
Yeah.
It's not like special forces drug sniffing dog.
You want Crypto to be a German Shepherd next time?
Other than that, to just give my brief thoughts, I actually thought everything else was really good. I enjoyed the color palette. I really enjoyed the flying scenes.
Yeah.
And I loved. Is this our first like live action Fortress of Solitude? It's the first one that I've ever seen.
I mean, the Fortress of Solitude that Henry Cavill's Superman was just
the spaceship,
a Kryptonian spaceship.
Yeah. So I
mean,
like
yes and no, but this is the first ice castle.
Yeah.
I believe that we've had
with the big S
in
door
a long time.
And
yeah,
I thought that was cool.
My favorite one's the Lego Batman movie.
Other than that, I think everything was really well. I really enjoyed the cast.
Yeah, I learned the other day, I guess the last thing, like my last piece on the visuals. Like I learned the other day that like
sorry.
And by the other day I mean I think like yes.
Last night.
That they used real life robots for the Superman robots.
Really?
Yeah. At least like number 4, Alan Tudyk, like he still did mocap for things that a real animatronic wouldn't be able to do.
Mm-hmm.
But like from like waist down, it was like on a dolly track.
Really?
But like waist up, it was a legit robot that people were controlling.
That's cool.
Yeah. I was like,
I mean, you can see it. They felt
it's like this is incredible CGI. Yeah,
I was gonna say they felt and looked incredibly real. And the entire time that was one of the ones where, like same with the dog where I was like,
hang on a second.
What is that?
What Christopher Nolan movie am I watching? Is that a practical effect in my CGI Superman movie? Keep that in. I like that.
But yeah, I enjoyed the visuals. So that's all.
Do it again. Do it again, James Gunn. Do it again. Even though I don't know if you're directing anything more or if you're just staying back as the co-CEO. But regardless, do it again.
Put your influence on everything. That's.
Ooh. I'll let that one sit for a second. What did you think about the performances? or the casting? Or
I was
regardless?
very skeptical of Nicholas Hoult as Lex.
Really?
Yes. Mainly because of what was the last Lex? What's his last name?
The last one?
Jesse
Jesse Eisenberg?
Yeah, Jesse Eisenberg. Mainly because of that. And watching
That's understandable.
watching a character because like
Worst comic book villain of all time.
like Nicholas Hoult has kind of played like a playful role, not like a super playful role, but like he was the Beast, right? Like he plays a little more like perked up role, right? And that's the same thing with like Jesse Eisenberg. He's kind of played a more perked up role. So
Yeah.
watching Jesse Eisenberg be Lex Luthor, you're like, brother,
Why do you have hair?
what's that? Right? So I was very skeptical coming into this one because of that same thing. And boy, was I blown off my feet. Like it was really good. It was really good. And he
Yeah,
did a
he
really
did
good job at just acting angry.
Yeah, he never has there been like the only thing that I think I might like dislike about his performance is that he did such a good job hating that what the heck are they going to do when Reverse Flash shows up?
Yeah.
Because Reverse Flash is supposed to be even
That's like-
greater of a
I'm
hater.
going to say that's like the Reverse Flash's only thing.
He only exists to hate Barry Allen. So Nicholas Hoult doing such a good job at being hateful, and like that last bit after Superman's monologue about being human, and the world finds out that Lex is a piece of crap. Yeah, like his like tearful hatred, looking at him in the face and in tears at how much he hates this man. I was like, acting masterclass.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want to hope that was like one take,
Mm-hmm.
that he was able to just pull that off effortlessly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Nicholas Hoult, I did not know your game, but that was way good.
Mm-hmm. And I really liked how do you say your name?
Rachel Brosnahan.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Rachel Brosnahan. I thought she was the best depiction of Lois Lane. I think that we've probably had since Superman was a TV show.
Yeah,
And not
I mean,
the
I
CW.
haven't, like, again-
I hate the CW Lois.
okay.
Lois and Superman. That Lois, terrible.
Not seen Superman and Lois. I haven't consumed a ton of Superman media, so I'm just going to agree with you on that was the best Lois
She
since
also
it
was
was a
better
TV
than-
show. Amy Adams.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, I think Amy Adams probably will end up, maybe in the long run, I don't know, be like a better actress than Rachel Brosnahan is, but I don't know. Rachel Brosnahan, like, truthfully, I think she was the best actress in the whole film.
Mm-hmm.
I think she did an incredible job.
She arguably, this was also like the first time that you've ever seen like the co-star like share probably as much screen time as the main star.
Yeah.
Obviously, hers was not as long as Superman's and David Cornsweet's.
But yeah,
She has a lot.
Yeah, I wanted to say, like, it felt like when it was like her stuff, it didn't even feel like a subplot. It felt like it was perfectly intertwined with like the primary
This
plot
is the movie.
for Superman.
Yeah.
Like, she's just as necessary. It didn't feel like we were just doing like a side thing at the Daily Planet.
I feel like they did a really good job at portraying the man in the chair with Lois.
Just like, I thought that again, I don't know if this is fully true, but I had heard that the argument, the mock interview that they had, Superman and Lois in Lois's apartment, that was like they shot that close to the beginning of filming, and they used it kind of as their test to see the chemistry between David and Rachel.
Mm.
And I thought that was one of the best scenes of the whole film.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Top 3 scene was just that whole thing.
Yeah.
Lots of long takes of them just argue. It was acting masterclass. Again, I'm keep throwing that term out, but it felt like I was witnessing, a couple who had only been together a short few months actually have an argument about each other's points of view and morality and just their lives.
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, I feel like I'm there. I feel tense.
Mhm.
This isn't even real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But other than that, I enjoyed the casting.
And Eddie Bethegi, I think his name is, the guy who played Mr. Terrific, stole the show in every scene he was in.
Yeah,
Great job.
he did good.
excited for a future TV spinoff that I hope he gets.
Now to I know that is probably your favorite part of all of this topic. What did you think of the music?
It was very impactful. I mean, obviously, I would wager even people who haven't even seen the OG Superman movies from the 70s would still be able to recognize that the theme for this Superman movie was heavily influenced, if not almost straight up a copy of the Superman theme that John Williams wrote back then. Like, and I think that was a great touch because it was helping you realize that this is closer to that Superman, a Superman of hope.
Yeah.
You know, a Superman of strength, but a Superman like that one. But I also felt like, you know, using the electric guitar for lots of things was very reminiscent of Hans Zimmer's Man of Steel score. It did feel like a big harmony between them. There were lots of times it felt like maybe they used the theme a little too much in some things,
Yeah.
but it just served as the base for nearly everything.
Yeah. Well, my only thought on this is just I felt like versus the Man of Steel track, versus this, it's one of those things where the Man of Steel's track really just gives it this marvelous wonder of the world, right?
Yeah.
Versus this is like hopeful, right?
Yeah.
And it's not scary.
Mm-hmm.
Versus like the Man of Steel, like is meant to be so powerful that he is scary.
Yeah, I get
But-
that. Yeah, I don't really have much more to really say about the score.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can go take a listen to it on your own. Listen to the one titled "Look Up," heavenly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Plays at the part that he's escaping from the black hole. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I guess we've pretty much reached the end of our time talking about Superman. But
So I'll give you the quick rundown.
yeah, give it to me.
Do you think that this was a good representation of Superman and they achieved what they were going for?
I think that this is the best representation of Superman we've had, maybe ever.
Mhm.
And I think that James Gunn, you know, like people have been saying online, the gun don't jam.
Yeah. Yeah, he did really good. I'll leave it there. What would you give it out of a 1 to 10?
My initial reaction walking out of the theater was a 9
Mm-hmm.
out of 10. I need to watch it again
How
to
you feeling
really
about
get
it now?
to really get it down. I mean, obviously thinking about it more, I really wouldn't put it so much farther down. I would say like the least I would give it would be like an 8.7.
I would give it an 8 simply because of a storytelling pacing thing. Just because of like trying to put that lens on again.
Yeah.
Had I not known anything like my wife, like it's an 8 just because there's a lot of things that they just expect you to know. But 8 is still a really good score.
Yeah.
Better than-
My final mic drop is that this movie has made me feel more hope than I've felt maybe in the last like 4 years.
Yeah.
So I highly recommend this movie.
Very.
It doesn't matter what you think about Superman, what you think about superhero movies, what you think about like action films, what you think about James Gunn. Doesn't matter. This is a movie for everybody, and everybody will get
Something out
something out of it. It probably will be different every time, but in the end, for me, the core was hope.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Superman is supposed to be to me.
Mm-hmm.
Is
And
a-
caring.
Is hope. Yeah.
Yeah.
I told you this a few days ago, but like to me, Superman is a hero for the entire world, but cares about the streets as much as Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they did a good job at representing this. My final thoughts, I just am excited for where the DC universe goes for this. And I hope that they all continue this playful tone, like comic
Yeah.
book tone.
Yeah. I don't know what's next. I think it might be the Lanterns TV series.
And
But-
Peacemaker season 2.
Oh, right. But like, regardless, I think that
It's in good hands.
It's in a good direction, and DC is finally going to get the love that it deserves, and will finally be showcased the way that it has deserved for a long time.
Yeah. Yep. But that's all I got.
That's all I got too.
Random guy that looks a lot like Trevor. Oh my gosh.
It's been
Trevor.
me the whole time.
It's him. Trevor, there was this guy. He looked just like you. But
Where'd he go?
I don't know. I don't know where he went.